Hello everyone, Tech1421 here with a brand new series on my channel called Throwback Thursdays. I've been thinking about doing this series for quite some time now, and I thought, hey, I'll finally do it because I wanted to showcase some old gameplays to people. Some people may have never seen these gameplays. Some people might want to see them again just for old time's sake with a brand new commentary twist to them. So I thought, maybe I'll do this every Thursday and see how it goes. If the reaction to it is good, I'll continue with the series. If, it's not getting too many views or whatnot, and it's just it ends up being too much work here and there, we'll just see how it goes. But hopefully the series does well. Hopefully we can kind of get you guys interested on some old gameplays and just kind of bring the past back and with a brand new kind of commentary twist to them with just an exciting old gameplay with a brand new commentary. It seemed like a good idea to me, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. This particular gameplay is a Minecraft Hunger Games gameplay, and this is one of my first ones that I had on my old channel back in the day. It was one of the more popular gameplays, and it's still one of the more popular gameplays on my channel today. So I thought I would bring it to everyone because it's a very exciting gameplay. A lot of action happened, and you can see in the side there, when we're going through the chat, there's about 150 players in this game, which is kind of crazy. Nowadays in the MCPVP hardcore games, it's called, it's very rare to see more than 75 players or so in any particular game. So we're nearly doubling that, and I actually end up winning this game, which is kind of spoiler alert, but hopefully you can kind of put two and two together. And if it's one of the more exciting gameplays on my channel, and one of the ones that was I had the most fun playing in. Hopefully you can put two together and kind of understand that it was a game that I ended up winning. So as far as the series goes, we'll have some Minecraft Hunger Games gameplays just like this one in there. We'll also have some first-person shooters such as Halo 3, some Call of Duty. We might have some zombies, some Pokemon. We'll just kind of mix it up here and there and kind of just talk about whatever's on my mind on that particular Thursday. Today is Thanksgiving, so we're going to be talking about some Thanksgiving stuff on Thanksgiving, and it just so happens that the very first Thursday that I do this series happens to be Thanksgiving, so just wanted to talk about some Thanksgiving stuff, as well as also kind of the gameplay. And in every single video, I do kind of want to talk about what was going on during the time that the video came out. Like I said previously, there's 150 players in this particular game, so obviously the MCPVP, the hardcore, or as it was called, the Hunger Games, was kind of on the boom, on the rise, and a lot of people, there's only about, I want to say, maybe 10 to 20 kits, somewhere in that range, and Stomper was kind of in its prime during this particular time. There was no Ender Mage. There wasn't very many kits to counter Stomper, and not a lot of people really knew about it. Some people were still new to the game, and I was still fairly new to the game, but I had 100 or so games in my belt, under my belt in this particular game. So this was my very first win in the Hunger Games. So this is always going to be a very special gameplay to me because it's my first win that I had. Now I have somewhere around 50 to 60 wins, and we have a lot of team wins. I like to call them team wins, where you're teaming with someone and the group of you, whether it's 2 or 3, sometimes more of you, end up getting to the final 2 or 3, how many people are in your group. I call that a team win. You might not get first place, you might get second or third, or how many people are in your team, but it's kind of a team moral victory, and whoever ends up winning that game, it was someone from your party, so that's kind of a team win. So I have somewhere around 100 or so team wins, probably even more. Am1520 is the person I mainly play with, and he has somewhere around 70 wins or so. He has more wins than I do. And there's also other people that I've played with, and we've also, we've played a lot of games without each other, but we've also played a lot of games with each other where we've ended up winning, where we're at the final 2, or also we played a lot of games with Stiffades, and we made it to the final 3. So there's a lot of team wins out there where I didn't necessarily win the game, but it's still a kind of a moral victory. So, but this was my very first win-win that I actually got first place, so it's always going to mean something to me in those regards. So anyways, I will get into the gameplay more in depth as time goes on, as we get further into the gameplay and there's less and less people left in the game. I will, talk about it more in depth as that time comes. But for right now, I do want to talk about Thanksgiving a little bit. And I know it's only really a US kind of thing, so if you do live elsewhere out there and you don't really celebrate Thanksgiving, maybe you have other traditions of your own that we don't celebrate here in the US, as far as some kind of, maybe Independence Day or something. I know Independence Day is on like July 4th, but same kind of basic idea, some kind of holiday that we might not celebrate here in the US that you might celebrate in whatever country you live in. If you have some kind of tradition to go along with kind of Thanksgiving or the spirit of Thanksgiving here in the US, then please do share. But if you do live in the US, I was wondering what kind of tradition you may have with your family, whether it may be you go see like a movie or something on Thanksgiving, or you just have the general dinner, or whatever it may be. Let me know in the comments down below. As far as my family goes, we normally have, of course, the turkey, and we gather around the table. Sometimes we invite some people over, but we always have some kind of form of a Thanksgiving meal. Now, we're not always at our house. Sometimes previously we've been we went to Florida because that's where most of our family is. We used to have a summer house there, and we'd celebrate Thanksgiving with all the family, and that was really fun. But now we don't actually have the house there. Sometimes we still go to Florida for Thanksgiving, but for this Thanksgiving at least, we're just in California where I live, and we're just going to be celebrating Thanksgiving just with the family here. As far as the gameplay goes, I did want to mention how epic that stomp was. I stomped down, killed that one player, and then went over and killed the other guy. So I essentially won the feast. And a huge one of my comments, I coined the phrase back in the day, if you win the feast, you win the game. And that's one of my most famous kind of quotes that a lot of people have quoted me on in the past. And this is one of the games I think that it came from. So I didn't want to mention that very briefly. But again, Thanksgiving, if you have your particular traditions or whatnot, just let me know. I'm a little interested in what people do on Thanksgiving with their families or whatnot. So yeah. So this particular point of the gameplay, I'm kind of freaking out a little bit because you'll see me, I make a lot of different like sudden movements here and there, and I'm not really quite know what to do. I've never won the feast quite that hard before, and there's not really any kind of a fight for the feast, if you will. There's no one like coming up and trying to kill me at the feast. I did kill those two players previously, but now there's not really anyone coming to the feast. I do see this one guy here, but this is like 5 minutes later, so I do stomp that guy with a very nice stomp, and there are only 4 players left in the game. Potentially, I have all the diamond armor, and pretty much all the materials that I need to win the game. I just need to go out and try to find those other players. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to enchant all my stuff. I'm going to go back into my little tower here. Stomper is best in towers, and hopefully you've realized that by now throughout the years of Stomper being out there. Stomper is best when you're up in a tower somewhere and stomping down on people. So always use your kit to your advantage, and Stomper's advantage is being up in the air above people. So anyways, so yeah, I'm just kind of enchanting stuff. I'm trying to get those enchantments on my boots, on my pants, on my chest piece, all that stuff. I actually did not enchant my chest piece. I don't know why. But one thing I did want to notice is just the layout of all my items on my item bar. And you'll see how far I've come as a player in the game when you just notice like how disoriented or how disjointed or whatever you want to call it my item bar is. But right here I actually find a dog, and I only had a limited amount of bones, and I actually managed to tame it. So that was kind of cool. I don't think the dog comes into play at all in the gameplay, but when Minecraft, like 3-4 years ago, when there weren't too many animals out there, there's only really like the chicken, cow, and pigs. And when they introduced dogs into the game, it was kind of a huge deal, and people really liked having their dogs. There's also a kit out there that was, oh, I forget the name of the kit, but it had like dog in the name or something like that. But I forget the name. I forget what it was called. But that was actually a really fun kit to use, and it was one of the first kits as well. I'm blanking out on the name, but it's not that important, I guess. And here we go. We do find someone, and my dog was trying to hunt them down. I think he went into the tower before me, and I was trying to figure out where these people were. I just saw this ginormous tower, and I was like, oh, hey, let's check it out. And my dog, wanted to check it out, and he went inside there. But I don't think I ended up seeing anyone, really. And I kind of I think I just jumped down or whatever and try to hunt people down. But again, yeah, just looking at my hotbar, very disoriented, and I have like pots everywhere. I have the sword in like the 8th spot, and here I find this one person. And I thought I would just go ahead and shoot some arrows, hit him with some potions or whatnot, and I do get a direct hit there. I think that was a slowness potion, and really I have the armor advantage. I don't think soup was a huge thing in the game at this point when I was playing back then, so I don't think you see us really soup up. We kind of just go at each other, and now there's 2 players left. And this is where I was starting to get those sweaty hands or whatnot. In a game where you're like there's a huge turning point in the game kind of thing, and you're just like really nervous. Well, I was really nervous here, and really I should have just gone right after this guy. I don't know what I was doing. I did see the diamond helmet, but I do knock him off with an arrow. I hit one of my arrows, but he falls right into water, and I was like, wow, how lucky can a guy get? And then he actually just runs away from me. I eventually do catch up with him and track him down and do get the very first win for myself, which is fantastic. But let me know in the comment section down below 2 things: what you think about this new series as far as I forgot the name of it for a second there, as Throwback Thursdays go, what you think about it, as well as if you have any traditions on Thanksgiving, let me know. But this guy, I don't know if he didn't see me or whatnot, but I do get the kill, and I had 9 total wins, which is crazy. He was a fisherman, and fisherman was a lot different back then, but it's still a really fun kit to use. And yeah, just to let me know what you think about Throwback Thursdays, any Thanksgiving traditions out there. Be sure to let me know, as well as, I guess, 3 things. If what kind of gameplays you're looking forward to in this series as it progresses. So I do want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving that is in the U.S. If you're not in the U.S., have a fantastic Thursday, and I will see everyone soon with another Throwback Thursday gameplay commentary. In the descriptions, there's the old gameplay if you want to check it out. And yeah, be sure to check that out. I'll also put the playlist in there possibly. And I'll see everyone later. Peace.